collapse in Venezuela. Art Laffer is with us. All right, Art, sanctions, our sanctions on them. Is that what's really to blame in Venezuela?
No, I don't think so. But I really do. I mean, I will defend her right to say what she believes. I think that's what's wonderful about America. But she is wrong. The problem in Venezuela is the Venezuelan government. Socialism doesn't work. And whenever you try to do the stuff they do, it's a collapse. I remember I was in Germany on August 13th, 1961, in Berlin, when they started building the wall. You knew very well back then, if you had any sense at all, that this stuff doesn't ultimately work. And when the wall fell down, that was a classic sign that socialism is the failure. It's not Trump that's doing it. Trump, thank goodness, is trying to accelerate it so that more people don't die, so more people don't suffer. I support his policies 100% when it's trying to get rid of socialism, bring free market democratic capitalism back.
Okay, I want to bring in market watcher Gary Kalbaum this morning. He's often had some strong reaction to what's going on in Venezuela. What's your reaction to Omar's comments, Gary?
I find it interesting that she's against sanctions in Venezuela, but for sanctions in Israel, a great democracy, kind of leaves you breathless. But look, all you have to do, Stuart, get a chart of the date that Hugo Chavez expropriated the oil industry and what's happened over there. Oil production has crashed since then. You got people, the state, who couldn't even know how to run a lemonade stand, taking over 300 to 400 billion potential barrels of oil, and that's what happened. And look, all this is about is dummies taking over all the industry, blaming everything on the wealthy, telling the poor that they're going to be taken care of, and guess what happens over time? Industry dies, people die, hope die, and you see exactly what's going on right now. An intervention will be eventually needed.
Okay, Gary, I know that you're comparing Bernie Sanders to Hugo Chavez and AOC to Nicolas Maduro. I think you're going too far, because the kind of socialism suggested by Bernie Sanders is not like the socialism and the dictatorship in Venezuela.
All I can tell you is every proposal coming out of Bernie Sanders is how Venezuela's downfall started, and that is taking over, the state taking over large swaths of the economy. It is by no accident they're going after health care. It is no accident that climate change / energy. It is no accident they're going after education with free college. They want to control. And I must tell you, I get into conversations with a lot of people that love Bernie, and I ask them two simple questions. A, why do you want to give up more control, more choice, and more of your money to them? That's number one. And number two is, what in Bernie Sanders' resume says he knows how to run these large swaths of the economy. And I must tell you, they all turn into Ralph Cramden and go hummina, 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 because they don't have an answer to those simple questions. The greatness of this country is the people and their hard work, not the government. And to think that you can put all these industries in their hands, a government that has taken us to $22 trillion of debt and $1 trillion deficits, quite amazing to me.
Well said, Mr. Kalbaum. I don't really have an answer for that, but I like what you had to say. Thank you, Gary. See you soon. I've got to report new developments on China. Xi Jinping plans to visit the White House in June ahead of the G20 summit. We're told they're looking at several dates in the second or third week of June. Meanwhile, Joe Biden playing down the economic threat from China. Watch this.
China is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. They can't even figure out how to deal with the fact that they have this great division between the China Sea and the mountains in the east, in the west. They're not bad folks, but guess what? They're not competition for us.
Whoa, strong stuff. Art Laffer, you were listening to that. You heard it. China's not competition for us. Your response?
China, of course, is competition for us. Now, what I want it to be is peaceful competition. I mean, China makes us a lot stronger, and we make China a lot stronger. Competition is not bad. It's wonderful, as long as they don't cheat, as long as it doesn't happen, and as long as it doesn't go into big military stuff. I mean, if China starts into the military stuff, that's a different game altogether. But right now, we need China. I mean, without Walmart, there is no China. I mean, without China, there is no Walmart. And without Walmart, there's no middle class or low class prosperity. We need China, they need us. And I want to get a good deal with China so that both of us can prosper really, really well. And I am hoping that Steve Mnuchin, Lighthizer, and Larry Kudlow and the others are all doing it. The president, I think, would like to have free trade, too.
What do you make of the leading presidential candidate among Democrats? And he now, in the latest polls, he's way out in front, way out in front of everybody. What do you make of that candidate saying that kind of thing about China? To be honest, look, I just find it extremely ill-informed at the very least.
And it's ill-advised to be talking like that. You know, if he were to be elected president, he should keep his own counsel, and this is something he should look at very seriously. He shouldn't come at these situations with prejudicial previews of how he thinks. He should look at the issue and figure it out. I'm sure there's lots of intelligence, lots of other material to show us whether, in fact, China is trying to, quote, eat our lunch, or whether China is trying to play fair and want to be productive with us. He should not be talking like that.
No, he shouldn't. And I just can't figure out why he is, quite frankly.
Well, to get votes, obviously.
Are the votes in that? There's votes in saying that China's not a competitor?
Thinks there are.
What about the union workers who lost their jobs to manufacturing?
Thank you, Liz.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
very much.
Right.
What about the union workers?
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, he shouldn't be talking like that, really, and I don't think that's a good campaign strategy. But
it's a disaster. That's a disaster. Okay, we're done. Out of time. Sorry, but we're always happy to have you on the show. Thanks very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Good to see you.
It's great.
Let's get serious. We have news on Tesla.